part 2 of Psalm 37. And it goes on and says, "We must make God our guide and submit in everything to His guidance and disposal. And then all our affairs, even those that seem most intricate and perplexed, shall be made to issue well, and our satisfaction. The duty is very easy, and if we do it aright, it will make us easy. Commit thy way unto the Lord, roll thy way upon the Lord." So the margin reads. Proverbs 16:3, Psalms 55:22. "Cast thy burden upon the Lord, the burden of thy care." 1 Peter 5:7. We must roll it off ourselves so as not to afflict and perplex ourselves with thoughts about future events. Matthew 6:25. Not to cumber and trouble ourselves, either with the contrivance of the means or with expectation of the end, but refer it to God, leave it to Him by His wise and good providence, to order and dispose of all our concerns as He pleases. Retreat thy way unto the Lord. So the spectagant, probably didn't say that right. That is, by prayer spread thy case, and all thy cares about it before the Lord. And as Jephthah uttered all his words before the Lord in Mizpeh, Judges 11:11, and then trust in Him to bring it to good issue, with a full satisfaction that all is well that God does. We must do our duty, that must be our care, and then leave the event with God. Sit still and see how the matter will fall. Ruth 3:18. We must follow providence and not force it, subscribe to infinite wisdom and not prescribe. The promise is very sweet and general. He shall bring that to pass, whatever it is, which thou hast committed to Him, if not to thy contrivance, yet to thy content. He will find means to extricate thee out of thy straits, to prevent thy fears, and bring about thy purposes to thy satisfaction. In particular, He will take care of thy reputation. He will bring thee out of thy difficulties, not only with comfort, but with credit and honor. He shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. That is, He shall make it appear that thou art an honest man, and that is honor enough. First, it is implied that the righteous and judgment of good people may, for a time, be clouded and eclipsed, either by remarkable rebukes of providence, and in parentheses it says Job's great afflictions darkened his righteousness, or by the malicious censures and reproaches of men, who give them bad names which they in no way deserve, and lay their charge things which they know not. Secondly, it is promised that God will, in due time, roll away the reproach they are under, clear up their innocency, and bring forth their righteousness to their honor, perhaps in this world, at furthest in the great day, in Matthew 13:43. Note, if we take care to keep a good conscience, we may leave it to God to take care of our good name. Man, I tell you what, this 37 just covers all kinds of stuff, because in Psalm 35 it says, "They laid to my charge things that I knew not." And here this is talking about how God can take care of us, even if people have slandered us from one end of the internet to the other. And to think this was given to me last night in a dream. It's unbelievable. Verses 7:20. And like He had spoken these things to me before, but when you have a dream like that and you just fall into deep sleep like that, and a crazy dream about being on an old phone and going through all these different kinds of persecutions and being comforted from heaven with this stuff, is unbelievably wonderful. And then it goes on with verses 7 through 20. In these verses we have, 1, the foregoing precepts incalculated, for we are apt to disquiet ourselves with needless, fruitless discontents. and distrust that it is necessary there should be precept upon precept, and line upon line, to suppress them and arm us against them. And it goes to the subchapter 1. Let us compose ourselves by believing in God, rest in the Lord, wait patiently for Him. That is, be well reconciled to all He does and acquiesce in it. For that is best, that is, because it is what God has appointed. And be it well satisfied that He will make all to work for good for us, though we know not how or which way. And then it says, be silent to the Lord. So the word is, not with a sullen, but a submissive silence. A patient bearing of what is laid upon us, with a patient expectation of what is further appointed for us, is as much our interest as it is our duty, for it will make us always easy. And there is a great deal of reason for it is making a virtue of necessity. Let us not discompose ourselves at what we see in this world. And then it says, fret not thyself because of him who prospers in his wicked way, who though he was a bad man, yet thrives, grows rich and great in the world. No, nor because of him who does mischief with his power and wealth, that brings wicked devices to pass against those that are virtuous and good, who seem to have gained his point, and to have run them down. If thy heart begins to rise at it, stroke down thy folly and cease from anger. Check the first stirrings of discontent and envy, and do not harbor any hard thoughts of God and His providence upon this account. Be not angry at anything that God does, but forsake that wrath, for it is the worst kind of wrath that can be. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Do not envy them their prosperity, lest thou be tempted to fall with them and to take the same evil course that they take to enrich and advance themselves, or some desperate course to avoid them and their power. Note, a fretful, discontented spirit lies open to many temptations, and those that indulge in it are in danger of doing evil. And I probably just have to make this into many different things because it continuously gets cut off. I hate to do that, but it's best just to go ahead and cut it off here.